Well, over in California, California is what I tried to say. Over in California, Governor Gavin Newsom, he's working. He has proposed an amendment which would actually cut down on, not totally stop, but cut down on the number of kids murdered in schools by assault weapons. Now, I have to tell you, what he proposes, there's just no way it's going to pass. However, I still think it's a good thing. I still think we should pursue it full-throatedly. And there's a petition to sign that I think we should all sign, and it's linked in the description. Let's have a look at what he's proposing, and then I'll tell you why I don't think it's going to pass and why it's good to do it anyway. This is another one, straight from the horse's mouth. You can see the different breeds of horses. Thinking of the Churchill Down horses, speaking of, I love betting on ponies too, but don't think I can do it anymore. Anyway, let's stick with this. Governor Newsom proposes historic 28th Amendment to the United States Constitution to end America's gun violence crisis. Already got something here. It won't. Handguns are still part of the problem, but they're way more lethal than they were. But let's not nitpick just yet. According to this press release, today, Governor Gavin Newsom proposed a 28th Amendment to the United States Constitution to enshrine fundamental, broadly supported gun safety measures into law, while leaving the Second Amendment unchanged and respecting America's gun-owning tradition, which is more important to us than our very children's lives, apparently. The governor's proposal guarantees common-sense constitutional protections and gun safety measures that Democrats, Republicans, independent voters, and gun owners overwhelmingly support, including universal background checks, raising the firearm purchase age to 21, instituting a firearm purchase waiting period, and barring the civilian purchase of assault weapons. Let me go back. The rest is fluff. This is the main thing. The things it would do. Universal background checks. Yes, thank God. Raising the firearm purchase age to 21. Also, yes. Why on earth? Why right now do we say you cannot handle getting the giggles for an evening, but you can be trusted to operate a machine that can kill a room full of people in 10 seconds? I don't agree with that. Instituting a firearm purchase waiting period. Yes, also, just common sense. What's the one situation we don't want somebody to be able to buy a gun during? Ooh, someone made me real angry. I'm going to go deal with this with a firearm. And barring the civilian purchase of assault weapons. Also, again, common sense. Once upon a time, you could purchase a minigun in the U.S. It makes no sense. All right, here's what he says. Our ability to make a more perfect union is literally written into the Constitution, said Governor Gavin Newsom. So today, I'm proposing the 28th Amendment to the United States Constitution to do just that. The 28th Amendment will enshrine in the Constitution common sense gun safety measures that Democrats, Republicans, independents, and gun owners overwhelmingly support, while leaving the Second Amendment unchanged and respecting America's gun-owning tradition. 28th Amendment will permanently enshrine for broadly supported gun, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, we talked about that. And on it goes. It makes sense. And for that reason, it certainly won't pass. But worry not. Because it's still a good thing. Why won't it pass? I don't recall the specifics, but for an amendment to the Constitution, and I'm sure I will hear them in the comments, and good. I'd like to know. But You need a certain percentage of the states themselves to agree. I think we'd need 38 states to agree to it. You'd need 2/3 vote in the House and also in the Senate, I think. I'm not positive. The point is, think of the states we have via gerrymandering and the representatives we have via gerrymandering, and ask yourself, is there any way, any number of signatures on the petition for this to support it that will convince them? No, they're bought by the people who make the machines that kill our children. And just to be clear, if I were to search my soul and say if I were the if I had in reality what Trump wants in terms of control over this country, what would I do with guns? I can't say that I'd get rid of all of them. Not sure that I would. But the point is, my ability to make decisions for the country is about as far away from this passing as this passing is from where we currently are. In other words, way out of there. It's not likely to happen. So why is it good? Why is it still a good thing? Because the amount of people that come out in support of this will determine how other lawmakers react to this. Why do I think Gavin Newsom is doing this? I don't know. Making a name for himself for future political gains. Politicking. Smart politicking. Making Republicans come out in support of the machines that kill our children. That's good. Make them debate this. We've had a mass shooting every day in this country. Make them go out and speak in favor of the problem. Make them go out and speak against the solution instead of getting to quietly do it. Every opportunity we have to bother these people, these murderers, we should take. Absolutely. Make them say it again and again that they're in favor of dead kids. That's what it comes down to. So, yes, make them stand in the way of the solution. And also, there's a whole lot of out-of-touch, slightly dumb Democrats who need to be shocked by how much participation there is, by how receptive the public is to sweeping gun reform like this. Because I'll tell you, Bernie Sanders was not taken seriously until he was almost the nominee, until he made the eventual nominee in 2016 sweat. Let's do that with gun reform. You could be surprised by how lucky you get. At the state level right now, you could have an assault weapon ban. And if you have a very weak Democrat state, where it's a bunch of centrists, and they see people pouring out from their state in support of this, they might try to appeal to you, particularly if they're smarting after just having, I don't know, sold your shoes to an oil exec. They might do an assault weapons ban. You might save some lives. So show that you support this. That's what I recommend you do. Show that you support this. There's a link in the description. Sign the petition. If you'd like, you can contact Gavin Newsom as well and say, hey, good, more of this, please. This guy, by the way, Newsom, is something of an old school Democrat. So to see him coming out and doing this tells, in what I assume is a play for future political aspirations. Tells me that when he reads the room, he sees strength on the left in the future. He's appealing to you, to your old pal Jake, for a reason. In terms of picking ponies, he thinks we're the fastest on the track. Hell yes.